Oh, hey, buddy.
We're back in the parking lot again, aren't we?
Welcome to the parking lot. Welcome to the exact same parking lot.
It's going to be our new spot.
This is our new podcast studio.
Who runs this? Precise Park Link? Sponsor us.
Sponsor. Even though there's no validation this week, it's okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
But
what's going on, guys? This is episode what? 18?
18.
Episode 18 in the car, and we're doing something wild today.
Yeah, we're on a movie marathon.
Movie marathon today. There was a lot of films stacking up in the box office, and we figured what better way to conquer them than to spend a whole day conquering them. So yeah, we're going back to back to back, which is also very interesting, but we can get into that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we first got oh my god, Death of a Unicorn first.
Death of a Unicorn,
Black Bag, The Woman in the Yard,
and then Mickey 17 to finish off the night.
To finish off with the best one, hopefully. Or hopefully. So besides that, so before we jump in, because we got to get in there soon. Did you see anything recently as well?
I saw A Working Man, Jason Statham,
which also just came out.
I'd give that one a nice 3 out of 5 right across the board because it was exactly what I expected it to be.
And that's all you can hope for with those movies.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to blow you away, and it's also not this like.
Yeah.
It's the Jason Statham action that you're looking for.
Yeah, not as good as Beekeeper.
Okay.
I will say Beekeeper was more enjoyable because it had a lot more going on with certain elements. But this was Jason Statham in an action film, exactly what you would expect.
Exactly Statham-esque.
Yeah. And then the next one, when he's the entrepreneur, it'll be even better.
What?
It's just like he was in
I wanted to be the librarian. Have you seen that joke?
Oh, is
the I told you not to talk.
Yeah, they could do this indefinitely as long as he's down to do them. Like people will come out. The theater was pretty packed, more packed than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. Did you see anything?
No, I haven't. I didn't get a chance to see anything.
Well, thank God we're seeing things today.
Well, that's why we're seeing stuff today, because we're seeing 4 movies. So, this is going to be a busy day. We're going to hopefully throw some clips in and stuff, some like sneak previews of stuff that we have seen.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Just so we kind of like line it up, and then we got to see 2. We don't have any time between the 2 movies, so when you see us next, you're going to get like two
movie reviews.
And then we have a little bit of a break, and then The Woman in the Yard, break for dinner, and then to finish off the night. So,
and then to close it out, we'll do a nice. Besides doing the reviews in between, we'll close it out with what was the best overall.
I was just going to say best
overall, and then we can even go into subcategories if we feel needed to. Otherwise,
well, they're kind of the interesting thing about them. They're all in their own category.
genre-wise,
like they're all completely different.
We won't be able to.
Which is kind of cool, though.
It's very cool
because we get to see like 4 completely different films,
and it also sets bars really nicely.
Yeah,
because by the end of it, we'll be like, this was the best here, and this is how you should make a movie.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, well, we gotta run in, and then we're gonna come right back, and we're gonna talk about.
Give you the review.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Let's go. Woo! Okay.
We're back. That was it. 2 movies done, just like that. Back to back to back, running through the theater.
Yeah. Quite literally.
Didn't even need to because the previews and everything were
which running. Is perfect because the previews like buffer you that 10-15 minutes that you kind of need.
Yeah, to get across.
Because it literally, like, Death of a Unicorn finished right at 125. Yeah. And then Black Bag was supposed to start at 125, but then was like 140. So
it ended up working out okay.
Yeah. I think we go, like, just in order at least, but more recency. Black Bag was nice and quick. It was nice.
It was nice. It was quick. It was a good spy film, thriller, and I really like that they didn't fall too into the tropes that you would expect.
Yeah.
With like, between couples in the same in the same industry and the suspicion that comes with that. I was glad to see that they kept it fresh and new and different. And the cinematography was great.
Yep.
There was some weird choices, but they kind of liked it by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like the lights were blooming a lot, and they had like obviously had like a diffusion filter. And I was just kind of like at moments it was distracting, but by the end I was like, there's kind of a charm to it.
How did you think about the way that they lit that first dinner scene?
That's where I found it distracting.
Right? Yeah.
Like I liked
there was too much light.
Yeah.
Too much on the table.
It was like we're trying to watch character performances, and then so they had these fixtures on the table, and they were blooming so heavily because of whatever lenses they were using or whatever diffusion filters they were using, and because of that, it was like I'm trying to watch somebody talk or some interaction between two people, but then the light's like expanding outwards, and then you're like kind of can't pay attention. And it wasn't like one or two fixtures or like a candles or anything. It was like what, 6?
No. It was like 20.
2, 4, 6.
Across with all the little bulbs. Yeah. It was like 4 or 5 for sure. Like the main.
Yeah, fixtures. It was pretty. That was where I was like, this is really distracting. But by the end, I was like, it's not that bad. Because I don't think they did it again.
No, it was just for that solo scene.
Yeah.
But it was good. I guess, if we start off with
acting was great.
Bag.
Actors were really
good.
I was impressed with the
decent
performance.
Cast.
Very good cast.
I was impressed. And I kind of go back to like nice, short, sweet film.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. It was like an hour and a half. Nice and exactly what you want in terms of a spy film. Again, kind of like not falling along the same traditional lines of ways, which I'll be interested to see how we compare this to The Amateur. The Rami Malek film. So that'll be interesting to kind of compare between the two, because we don't get a lot of spy movies anymore.
No.
Not good ones, at least. Like they did, like Argyle was horrible. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think I watched Argyle. Well, no, I did. But
this was good. I'm thoroughly impressed by the way that this film turned out.
Yep.
And I definitely would put it on the recommend to watch.
Yeah,
sure. I think 100%. Go out and see
100%. That's worth a theater watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you give your rating on it?
I think originally when we talked about it, I conservatively said like a 3.5, and I kind of want to stick close to that. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And so, I'm gonna stick like a 3.5. I think that's good.
And I'm gonna match you exactly on that. I think it was, it met everything.
Yeah.
And then there was enough that brought it just above. Put it to a 3.5. 4 feels a little too much.
Yeah, it's hard to give it's almost hard to give a short film, like a shorter spy film like that, a 4. There's almost not enough character.
Complexity, you're saying?
Yeah. There's not enough character depth. And it kind of, I felt it dragged a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then as we got to, like, obviously the scene that we
talked
about.
And unraveling.
Yeah. And then it picked up rapidly. And I was almost, like, worried that it was going to end too soon. But it didn't. And I was happy.
No.
So I'll give it its credit.
Yeah.
It was very good.
So 3.5.
3.5.
And then
Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn. I didn't mind that they were trying to be quirky.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing, too much. And like, if you're trying to be quirky, you have to give the audience very clear defining points on how you want them to feel.
Yeah.
Because when you have like comedy, horror, almost like dumb humor, and like just like outlandish wackiness going on, that's 4 very different emotions that you can feel within those. And there's a little bit of drama and everything. So you got 4 different emotions going on that you can feel throughout the film. And so at moments I was like, do you want me to laugh? Should I be scared right now?
Yeah.
Or am I just supposed to think of this as the most ridiculous thing? Or am I supposed to be invested in the character drama that we're getting? And so because of that, I felt like I didn't know where to sit and how to take the film.
Yeah.
And that made me feel like I lost the identity of the film through that.
Yep. I think it was interesting because I think kind of building off that same point, I think it was too much to like think about and focus on. And I understand the point of Will Poulter's character in the film. I don't think it was executed right. I don't like it was too distracting almost from the other films, and like Paul Rudd does a decent job with that kind of more dramatic role. I don't know. I just like I'm never his characters don't always land for me in the ways that they're supposed to. Like, I think I would have to pinpoint exactly who I would have play that role. But I think somebody else would have been better suited for that role.
I think there was like I think they almost typecasted too hard.
Yeah.
And because of that, the actors fell too easily into like their baseline.
Yeah.
And then they got some weird direction.
Yeah.
And that caused them to have this very weird portrayal of characters. And I think also they just didn't know how to portray themselves in order to convince the audience to feel some type of way, because Will Poulter's character was like ridiculous but also dramatic and smart and caring, but wasn't at the same time.
Yeah, just it didn't fit right. It felt too forced. Like
that's a good way to put it.
All of the character arcs were too pushy. And they didn't feel natural enough to like fit within the story, and it could have been a much better film.
Agreed.
With different actors.
Agreed.
And I think that they just pulled too hard on the people that are currently relevant, and I think that was like what they focused on more than like developing the right people for that role. And that's just where it fell flat, in my opinion.
And even the dialogues felt rambly at points, or felt like they were just giving too much context and too much subtext where they didn't need to. Like, there's a lot of lines where they said it, and I was like, you guys could have said nothing. Yeah. And you could have all just had really a mutual reaction, and just, we as the audience would have been like, oh, okay, we get it. Yeah. But the lines, and even just like random, like the one guy who was always like, amigo. Yeah. I get it, but I don't get it.
It was real. Like, it wasn't necessary. So, I don't know. It was, and up until really the last scene, the CG was good.
Oh, yeah.
Until the last scene, and then it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looked so hashy-bashy with, like, that final kind of, this is it moment. Without giving it away. Yeah. And it looked like a PNG in the middle of the frame. Like, it didn't look right. Like, in the depth that they did with the touching the horn was so much better. And that's how it should have looked. Mm-hmm.
Someone's breaking into a car.
It's right there.
Oh, it's because they couldn't find their car. Oh, okay.
But back to the point. I think that the CG could have been so much better. There was so much more potential there. Yeah. And it was good until, like, it feels like they rushed the CG at the end. Like, Art was like, we need to get this done. This is all we have left time-wise. Let's just put this out. And it didn't land properly.
That, and also, I mean, the whole ending kind of threw me off, because they set what these beasts were. Yeah. They set how the magic worked in this universe, but then they changed it right at the end. Yeah. And that's fine, but they didn't even insinuate at the beginning what this change at the end was. And so because of that, there was this level of disconnect that I felt. Mm-hmm. And even just like the character arcs, the subtext that was going on, the background of characters that came into play, it all kind of just was like muddled up, and it felt more like everybody was just kind of like, okay, this is what we're going with, rather than this is the plan that we're going to take the kids on the journey with.
Yeah, I think overall, even almost like the more that we talk about it, I'm more disappointed, which sounds funnier. Like, I think if we just like sum this up before we go see the next film, I think I'm going to put it at like a 2. I think originally I had it like a 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
I think as we talk about it more, because like more riled up. There's more stuff that I was thinking about but trying to put into words, and then us going into another film and then not talking about it right away. And now I'm like, I honestly think it was like a 2 out of 5. Like, it was I think you can skip this one in the theaters kind of thing.
Oh yeah, this is definitely like I have nothing else to watch at home. Yeah. Click. I'll keep my original scoring. I agree with you though. As we talk about it, I get more riled up and more like, oh, okay, this is worse than I originally said. But coming out of the theater, I was going to give it a 2.5.
Okay.
Because it wasn't enough to make me walk away from that being like, oh, that was a film.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where I put like a 3 at.
Yeah.
It was just below that where I was like, okay, that was a film, and it was kind of interesting what they were doing at points, but there was just so much that I didn't really feel anything from.
It felt too mishmash between like everything going on. It felt like they threw too much at it.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite gel the way that it should have.
Agreed.
For a 2-hour film.
Agreed.
It was just not that long. Like, it could have been 2.5 hours if it was better. It also could have been like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think it could have been cut down a lot.
Yeah.
So 2.5 and a 2.
Yeah. I think that's
very fair.
That's beautiful as we move this into our next movie, which is The Woman in the Yard, which looks really good.
It looks really good.
So we might have our best 2 movies at the end of today. So
I guess we'll see.
We're gonna sign off for now,
and then back to you guys.
Might be a street interview next. We're gonna find out, but we'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
I don't know. As we were walking out of the theater, we were talking about it, and it kind of felt like the movie did a lot of nothing happen for the whole film. I expected there to be a little bit more psychological twists. For those of you guys who don't know what the film's about, the film is about a woman who appears in a family's farmhouse yard, and stuff happens. Creepy things happen. But it's not really creepy. It's more like a accepting of where you're at in life and where you want to go in life. And I think my confusion comes from how the movie was marketed and who did the film versus what the film is actually about. And when I look at the film and what it's actually about, if they had marketed it as something, a woman coming to terms with where her life is at, and made it a little bit more of a tearjerker and a sad story about mental health and losing a partner, I would have been like, hoorah. But because it was marketed as a scary psychological film, thriller, I don't know. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. And I'm sure you guys can tell by my reaction, I don't even know what to say about it. It just was kind of like, I left the film just being like, okay, sure. Here, we'll do a little switcheroo and Sander can tell you guys.
Okay, so yeah, essentially along the same lines, I'm leaving that theater not really sure what we just paid for. Again, it's kind of like, you're expecting that psychological thriller that we just simply didn't get with the film. So I'm leaving more confused than when I went in. And I have so many questions, but like the ending is obvious if you're just paying simple attention. Like it's pretty obvious, but they only there was too much little hinting at stuff and not enough action of like the woman actually being creepy and weird and like the actual woman in the yard. So I think it's a little bit of a flop in terms of a film. Like I think 2 out of 5 is almost generous, if I dare say. Blumhouse has a good reputation, and like I'm disappointed with this film. I'm hoping that Drop is better. I also don't know how that's going to be too. A totally different topic, but I think 2 out of 5 is like the best way to put this film. Again, it's a bit confusing. I don't feel like the trailer does a better job like what the movie should look like versus how the movie actually plays out. There were some parts that saved it, like some of the cinematography is kind of cool. Some of the shots, some of the pans are cool. I like the way that they did some of that. But that's about it, honestly. The score's decent. But I still feel like 2 out of 5 is kind of like where this movie sits. So I think that kind of summarizes movie 3 of 4. We'll let you know how this stacks up against Death of a Unicorn. But yeah, we have 1 film left for our epic movie day. So four films total. So we have a little break, and then we're going to see Mickey 17 in VIP with our little comfy seats. Get all cozy. So we're gonna head over to get some all-you-can-eat sushi, and then we're going to Mickey 17 at Yonge and Dundas. So we'll see you guys there afterwards, or before, whatever. A little mukbang. Peace. Whoa.
All right, we're back.
Fucking 12 hours later.
Oh, it is 12 hours later. Holy shit.
It's actually been a long time. It's been a long day.
But we've been hanging out. So
we've been downtown watching movies for over 12 hours.
For over 12 hours. For you guys. We do 4
it for you. 4 films. Insane. We went out for a nice all-you-can-eat sushi.
All-you-can-eat sushi, yeah.
They're pushing us to eat more and not bringing us the right food, but that's okay. We won't call them out in this video.
Yeah. We won't say the place, but we terrified them because a plate would go down and and then they'd be like, "Oh my god!" And they'd put it back. And it was bad too because the tables beside us were so full of food.
Yeah.
And then our table was empty, and we were sitting there, and then food would land, done, and gone. And then a food plate would land, and we'd be like, "Oh, we didn't order that." And they'd be like, "Oh, which ticket was yours again?" And then pick it up and take it away.
Yeah. How many times did that happen? Like 4 times?
It happened a bunch. Yeah, it happened
That's
a bunch. Okay.
But we did see Mickey 17 finally.
Yes, we did.
And I don't even feel bad about being late to watch it. Like it came out a month ago, and I don't know.
That's it.
It was disappointing. I was expecting more. I was expecting a better film. It was good, but it wasn't like what I wanted. And I just it still had so many different aspects of being like a good film, and it was still like pretty well rounded. The cinematography was cool, the CG was cool, like
the world was cool, the background was cool. It was all interesting.
They set up they set up the background the way that they did, and you can kind of feel that timeline, and it kind of carried through, and it just like
it was still kind of whatever.
Yeah, I expected more for 2 hours and 17 minutes, and Bo going from like Parasite to this, and it could have been better.
My theory is that our boy Bo, I think that he went to the studio with a new idea, a new proposal, a new script, and said, "Hey, I want to do this."
Yep.
And the studio said, "Yes, but as part of the deal, you're going to do this other script for us. Because you've done Snowpiercer, you've done this, you've done that. You're used to working in these spaceship environments, gritty sci-fi.
Yep.
So you're going to do this thing with bugs too.
Yep.
And you're going to do this thing for us, and then we'll fund your film."
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what happened.
I think that's why it wasn't like the Bo film that we were expecting going in. It wasn't that true like twisted sci-fi that it could have been. I think Robert Pattinson, got to give him credit, he did a really good job between the different roles.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo too.
Mark Ruffalo, I like him as like that kind of dictator.
Quirky.
Yeah. It was kind of cool as well. So, yeah, overall I would still say like definitely see it if you get a chance to watch it at some point. It's definitely still worth the watch.
But you could watch it at home.
Yeah.
Like it might be worth the rent.
Yeah.
Might be worth the rent at home.
But yeah, like you can take the time to go see it. You don't have to like
rush
and go see it right away. So it was okay. Yeah,
it was fun.
I think I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I can't give it. I don't want to give it a 3 because it was better than a 3.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite where a 4 has to be.
Yeah.
So we'll rate it 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Best film of the day was Black Bag.
Yep.
I will say.
Yep. Black Bag gets number 1.
Gets number 1.
Which we didn't expect going in.
No, we didn't.
Total opposite of what we expect. I expected Black Bag to be 3.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I expected Mickey 17, The Woman in the Yard, Black Bag, and then Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah.
Maybe even Death of a Unicorn.
I thought Death of a Unicorn was going to be like second. I thought Death of a Unicorn was going to be so layered and interesting, and it would have been like second. I thought Mickey 17 was definitely going to be 1.
Yeah.
And then I thought Woman in the Yard, like, then Black Bag was going to be a toss-up between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But in reality...
It's the toss-up between 3 and 4 is Death of a Unicorn and The Woman in the Yard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't know.
I think, based on the way it was done, So, my number 1 is going to be Black Bag. My number 2 will be Mickey 17.
Agreed.
My number 3 actually will be Death of a Unicorn.
I'm going to agree with you because... Oh, sorry, you're going to say...
I was just going to say, I think that, like, the only reason is because of the comedy of Will Poulter. Is the only reason I will rate it above Death of a Unicorn. Of The Woman in the Yard.
I'm going to give it 3rd place, but I'll give it 3rd place not because of the comedy, because leaving The Woman in the Yard, I went, huh?
I'm still confused.
I just was like, what did I just say? What was the point of seeing that?
We could have skipped that and seen Snow White.
And then we would have known what came number 4.
We could have skipped that and seen Magazine Dreams instead.
Oh, Magazine Dreams would have been good. Yeah.
So we missed the opportunity to see Magazine Dreams today. There was it was so hard to just coordinate 4 movies as it was, so it's like almost impossible, but yeah, there was high hopes because it was a Blumhouse film. Like I was expecting a little bit more from The Woman in the Yard, and it fell more flat. And
Blumhouse is like a venture capital firm.
Yeah,
they invest in 10 and just hope one works.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how their new movie Drop is as well. That's coming out in the near future.
Yep.
So that could be something interesting as well, but. Again, I don't know. It could be, like, bad. I don't know. I don't have high expectations based on the trailer. The trailer looks okay. It doesn't look great. So I don't know. I'll go in with, like, an open mind, but...
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
I think it was a good day. It was a good day full of films.
Big film day. So
I feel like we became one with the films.
Yeah, I'm like one with a Cineplex seat right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sitting in Cineplex seats.
Even the guy in the VIP cinema that we just went to, he was like, "You guys saw how many films today?"
Explaining to somebody that we went and saw 4 films today is like hilarious.
And then he goes, "Oh, but you didn't see The Working Man." And then we go, yes, but I saw it last night." And he goes, "Okay, you guys are crazy." Anyways, what can I get you?
How much would you like to drink?
Yeah.
Well, I think that beautifully summarizes the this awesome episode 18 of the Real Talk podcast.
Yes, it does. What an interesting day.
Yeah.
You guys should try it out when you have a rainy Saturday.
Yeah. It couldn't have been a better day for it.
It was
honestly.
perfect. It was perfect. It was dreary. Yeah. It was yucky. It was not nice outside. So sitting watching films is... it
was a perfect day for it.
Pretty good day.
Hey, buddy. See ya.
I'll see you.
Home. It's almost midnight. Let's get out of here.
Take it easy, guys. Go home. Watch some films. Watch some good films above 4 on Letterboxd.
Go watch 2 for the Money.
Yeah, 2 for the Money. Go watch Parasite. Go watch
a good Bo film.
Yeah, go watch Conclave. Go watch
Arrival.
Go watch Dune. Go watch some Dune.
Any Christopher Nolan film.
Just go watch anything. Legend. Watch. Watch.
Legend's a good. That's a shout. That's a shout. That's an underrated pick right there.
Yeah, Legend. Who else? Go watch The Gentleman. Go watch. There Will Be Blood. Go watch Gangs of New York. Go watch.
Casino.
Go watch Raging Bull. Go have fun. Go watch movies. Go watch Snow White.
No, don't. Just wait for it to come out on Disney. Don't spend your money.
Yeah.
You're paying for Disney Plus. Don't bother going to see it in the theaters.
Go watch lots of good films. Have fun. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you guys next
week. Peace.